You excited to be at Mass today? I'm excited. Were you excited enough to speed on your way here? Maybe those who were running a little late were doing a little speed. Don't tell me. What about you're so excited that you went through some stop signs? Well, maybe not stop. Maybe did a nice Philly slow roll right through them. Or maybe that you cut someone off. I hope you didn't. But that's the excitement that we should have today, because there's something to be excited about. Our disciples in our reading were excited. Do you hear all the running they had to do? Mary Magdalene running from the tomb to the disciples to tell them the good news. And then the disciples running, John outrunning Peter. There's all this running going around because there's running not because people are late or they're running away from something. No, they're running to something because they're excited. Their excitement from their desire. But where's that desire? Where's that excitement? Because there's something to be excited about today. And that's because of the good news we hear in our gospel, that the one who has loved us is alive. And he wants us to be alive too. He comes to give us that life. And it's this joy, this gospel, that the disciples received when they saw the risen Lord after this passage that we read in our gospel, that drives them to run, to keep running all of their lives, fueled by this desire, this excitement, to spread it to all of the world, this good news, this excitement, that the one who has loved us is alive, and he wants us to share this life too. And so it's this with good reason that you and I should be excited today. Maybe we're not as excited as we should be. Maybe we're dealing with some type of suffering that we're carrying. Maybe we're here out of tradition or obligation. And tradition's good because it's something that we pass down. The good news is passed down. And obligation's good because it keeps us on the straight and narrow. But my brothers and sisters, tradition and obligation are not enough. God wants to give us more. He wants to give us that excitement. But how do you and I get this excitement? Especially after something that may be very routine for you and me, which is our faith. Well, it should be more than routine. It should be personal. Because God has loved us, and anything that is of love is personal. It's an encounter. It's something that's shared. And God so desperately wants to share that love, the love that he went through on the cross for us. He came to life to share that and said that death doesn't have the last word. This good news that the one who has loved us is alive, and how much do we want our loved ones to be alive? We may have lost someone in this past year, very close to us. Today is the joyful declaration that our God is alive, and he wants to share that life too. So how do we share that life with him? Well, again, it comes from the relationship, but also a change of heart. Because God is doing the loving already, we need to turn to him. That's what Lent was all about. But if you forgot to do it during Lent, or maybe a little bit slow in your Lenten promises, fear not. Our God is alive. He's come to meet you, and he wants you to turn to him and share that love, to share that excitement, because our God is alive. And he wants us to be alive too. Not just living and getting by, but alive. That's what really excitement is. The glory of God, man, is man fully alive. So, we have the opportunity of encountering today. We sang in the song in the beginning, Jesus Christ is risen today. It's not just some story 2,000 years ago, but we're here at Mass to relive that encounter. Here on this altar, where we will receive Christ, though in a different appearance, still the same Lord of life and of love. And so ask for the grace. I implore you to ask for the grace to get excited. Become alive with him who is your life. So that you too may run around, not running away, not running after something in the sense of being caught up in busyness, because we all get busy, right? We try and run from one obligation to the other. No, stop. To encounter the relationship with Jesus here in this Eucharist so that you may run forth from this church. Don't run anyone over now. Because if you do, and you said, Father Giardini told me to do it, I will deny you quicker than Peter denied Christ. No, but to run forth from this church, to spread the good news, because, brothers and sisters, people need to hear it. But they don't want to just hear it, oh, did you hear Jesus rose today? No. The same way the disciples spread the word. And it only comes from a relationship with the one who's alive. And he is alive. And he wants to share that with you and me. So receive it today. Ask for that grace to be excited. Because there is something to be excited about today. Jesus Christ is risen. The one who loves us is alive. And he wants to share that life, that love with you and me.